Good afternoon, and welcome to M.M.E. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today, we have a Sugar the Cat and Hot Rod, World War II version from the fifth Transformers movie. So, little backstory on this. I hadn't watched the fifth Transformers movie. Um, Crap, I don't even remember what it's called. I'm gonna have to look that up after I make this video. Anyway, the really terrible fifth Transformers movie I hadn't watched before I got this figure. All I saw on Amazon back in 2020 was World War II version Hot Rod. And I went, well, that sounds cool. Let me get it. I wanted like a cool Sherman tank or maybe a neat little half track or something like that. Cool Jeep. I didn't know what it was because I can't see the pictures, but it's it was something that I was thinking about. Like, wow, World War II. That sounds cool. I wonder how good this movie is. People say it's trash. So I got the Hot Rod because he came with a cool gun, apparently. And well, I've misplaced his gun since then. But no, so I got the Hot Rod. Sugar, come over here. I got the Hot Rod, and your fat butt is in the way of the camera. Okay, good. Yeah, yeah, just stay over there. So I got this figure before ever watching the movie, and I was like, "Well, cool. Hot Rod's a cool character in my opinion. He's cool. I like him, and I enjoyed his voice acting and stuff like that. And I'm sitting here expecting, something like Hot Rod, some suave American voice or something like that. It's just instead I watched the movie and got a French voice, and this immediately became just a terrible, terrible Transformer, in my opinion, because I couldn't get that terrible French voice out of. Why? Why give Hot Rod that type of French accent? Like, there's other French accents out there, but you gave him the worst. It just doesn't even make sense for the character. Uh, it, it soured me. It soured me on Hot Rod completely for a little while because they did it so terribly. And your back, your butt is directly in front of the camera. Stand over here. Yeah, yeah. Stop showing them your ass. Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna talk about Hot Rod today, and just so you know, I was thinking a lot, many different things when I got this figure, and what I got wasn't what I really was expecting, but it's at least a decent Transformer. And going through things, I realized I hadn't talked about him. Actually, I hadn't brought up any of the Studio Series things that I've gotten other than 86 and the and well, that Bumblebee movie Starscream, and of course the ROTF Devastator. So I've got all those things in Studio Series, and covered them on the channel, but I've never actually covered something like this. I have it, and well, I think it's about time we cover some of these Studio Series figures that I have that I've never really talked about before. Oh my God, Sugar, you just want so much love. How about you lay down? Or not? All right, so we're going to talk about this figure in depth. Let's get right into it. It's been a bit of an introduction to this video, but I just want you to know where I stood whenever I purchased this. I hadn't seen the movie, and I was assuming a lot. You know what assuming gets you. Anyway, now this figure is not the greatest. I'm going to straight up say that out of the park. He's not the worst, that's for sure. But he's got his problems. So we'll talk about those. Yes, sit down, stop, cat. First off, we'll discuss articulation. So he's got an elbow that pulls a 45-degree angle. It does not pull a 90, but it is ratcheted, a soft ratchet, but still it's ratcheted. And it's weird that, one arm does pull above a 90, but then this arm doesn't. Unless, of course, I've got this arm mistransformed slightly. That could be the case. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. It needs to be pushed a little more. The right arm for me is a lot tougher than the left arm. The left arm seems to be a looser joint. So they each pull a 90. You can get the 360-degree swivel in the shoulders, and you can get kind of a motion in the shoulders of up and down, but it doesn't really work. And he can't raise his arm above his head, sadly enough, without interfering with all the transformation stuff. And of course, getting his head to fall back down into his body, pop back up. Thank you. I do not like it whenever Transformers have a head that pops into the body. It's always just give us a fold out motion, man. You know, and you pull the chest open, allow the head to fold out. You know, this popping the head down and up doesn't really work very well. I mean, it's a cool gimmick, it's a cool idea, but I've never found any that have accomplished it correctly. Then again, I don't have that many that do that thing. Now, the um, the rest of the arms here, we're going to talk about the head. The head's on a ball joint, so it can look up, it can look down, it can swivel left, it can swivel right, it can even crack its head to the left and right if it wanted to crack its neck. And yeah, that's about it for the upper body articulation. The hands don't move at all. The waist does get some rotation in it, but because of parts of the transformation, it's a really tough to do, and you can get a 360, but like I said just a minute ago, because of the way the backpack works, and he's got most of a vehicle laying on his back, it's not really going to work out too well. He's like half a shell former because everything you see on the upper body isn't anything you see in the vehicle mode. All of that vehicle stuff, except the wheels, is folded up on his back. So I consider him a half shell. He's a half shell. Yeah, hot rod in a half shell. So that's that. The the waist got the 360. The hips can do a almost 90-degree kick forwards. Because of all the back kibble, not really a good kick back. He can kick sideways almost at 90 degrees, but oops. There's a ball joint in his hip, and just witnessed me moving that around, popped it out. Let me put it back in. There it goes. So that's that. Um, the knees can bend at a 90, and of course we've got the. Do we have foot tilt? I don't. We got movement up and down with the feet, and I don't think he's got foot tilt action. Let's see. Nope, he has no foot tilt action to him. His feet just move up and they move down on their little track. So he does have some toe articulation, and his feet are mainly built up of the back panels on of the vehicle, or the front of the vehicle, and his feet. Let me just get those straightened out again. All right, so that's his articulation stuff. It's not really the greatest, and he's not really the greatest in robot mode. I'm just straight honest with you. I don't like him much. He doesn't. He's got some cool textures. So we'll cover the textures first because siege port wise, he's got one on his back and he's got one in each hand, and that is it. Um, let's talk textures. So he's got some good robot textures coming up on his legs. We've got some decent things all in there. There's a lot going on. It feels like it's cluttered. And coming up to his thighs, we've got actually good sculpting and molding in the thighs. I do appreciate that. The groin's got some cool sculpting in it too. The Now we come up here to the body. This is where we start getting a lot of that Michael Bay just noise. That's what I've nicknamed it. Whenever you just get all this conglomeration of things together that don't that feel like it's a chess piece made up of 1,000 little parts, and it just feels like noise to me. Yeah, in my hands, that's all just noise. It's not really great at all. Gone are the days of a piece of car sitting across somebody's chest. That's how I felt whenever I would come across Studio Series stuff. The arms have some nice little shielding bits to them, but for the most part, they're just they got some cool shoulder action going on there. The wheels that fold up or down, they fold in the way. That's exactly what they're meant for. They just sit here and they get in the way, or you can roll them up on either side of his head, and they can do that. So you can put him on like, yeah, he can disco dance with his shoulders. Um, that's the sculpt work for the arms isn't bad, but neither is it really great. Like I said a moment ago, it's just more of that darn Michael Bay noise where you don't really understand what's going on without looking at it, because there's just so many bumps and swivels and divots going on here. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell anything about this guy, at least when it comes to that stuff. Like you can feel he's got kind of weird nipple things going on there, and he feels like he's got a six pack maybe. I don't know. It's just weird. It's gross. It's nasty. I don't like it. Uh, his face sculpt is all right if his head was just a smidge bigger. His head seems like a little too small for this robot mode, and usually the fist is not, the fist and the head have some different sizes going on. This fist is larger than the head, basically. It's like his hands can't be larger than his head. That's stupid. That's wrong. All right. Overall rating on this robot mode is definitely a. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 because it actually no. I'm giving this thing a 3 out of 10. It manages to make a robot mode, but if you don't get it right, he's just always gonna fall on you. He just sucks. He straight up sucks. Hey, come on now. Why aren't you standing up anymore? Did I screw up something about your legs? Stupid legs. These stupid leg transformations. This entire thing is just stupid. Everything about this character is straight up just stupid. He's a stupid character. He's got a stupid accent, and he's just another one of the reasons why you should never watch that stupid movie. There are so many reasons why you shouldn't watch the Last Night, whatever they call it. Uh, not including the anyway, that would cause me to get into a rant, and I'm not trying not to rant on this video. I'm just trying to give you the basic premise of Hot Rod World War II version is that it's a terrible robot mode, and we'll get into its transformation tomorrow in the Blind Formers, and then we'll discuss the vehicle mode on Thursday's episode. But for now, me and Sugar have got to go. Isn't that right, Sugar? Yeah. Now, don't you show your butt to the camera again. How about you look at the camera? You want to go sniff it? You want to sniff the camera? Yeah, sniff the camera. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time. Bye-bye for now.